Yo, how y'all doing? Nah, for real though, it has been a while since I last posted a longer video, but I'm back now. Kinda. I don't know, I've got some kind of plan in mind this time though. And some of you may be wondering or have noticed that some videos are missing. And if you are curious as to what happened, I accidentally deleted them.
I beg your pardon?
You what?
Honestly, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you guys. I'm just really stupid. I honestly think I should have just set them to private rather than delete, but I didn't know that at the time. I'll explain more after the video though, and more about the plan concerning the future of the channel. But hey, I'm back with another video, and this time it's to talk about superheroes. Or, well, a superhero. And this will be none other than my glorious Superman. And Heike, if you don't mess with Superman, then I'm sorry, but we can't be friends. In fact, why are you even watching this video? Nah, but all jokes aside, we can probably find some common ground with other superheroes. Except Oliver, you know, cause...
This nigga swear he a dinosaur. Hey, Brody, hold on.
You are not one of us.
Oh shit!
Damn, he really about to rock my shit.
Yeah, he's an actual bum. Anyways though, enough yapping about that. What I really wanted to talk about isn't necessarily about the GOAT himself. What I want to talk about specifically is about how completely insane this man's rogues gallery is. And trust me, I already know what you're gonna say. Well, I mean, yeah, of course, it's Superman. Of course his rogues gallery is gonna be crazy. Brodius McBrody, I know. But knowing that fact does not stop it from being any crazier. Like, one day Superman could just be fighting someone who kills people with kids' toys. And then, unbeknownst to him, the very next day, he could be fighting Brainiac. And all because he suddenly wants to add one more Kryptonian to his collection, even though he already bottled an entire Kryptonian city before the destruction of Krypton, which he destroyed, by the way. And it's the fact that almost all of them are different to one another, obviously excluding a few examples like the Kryptonian villains and, or, well, Mongol and Darkseid. Although I say that very loosely because, you know, Darkseid's just cooler, even though they're both conquerors of worlds. And, you know, Darkseid's literally on a higher plane of existence and whatnot. But yeah, let me start with the most conceptually simple one, Metallo. Now, if you don't know who Metallo is, then imagine this. One of your greatest weaknesses made sentient. And that's it. He is a cyborg powered by kryptonite. And honestly, to me, that is such a dastardly concept of a villain for a writer to concoct. Cause let's look at this from a realistic perspective. How is Superman supposed to be the guy that literally runs off of a poisonous space rock that he specifically is allergic to? Like, that's insane, no? And like, I kinda understand if it was a different type of kryptonite, like, I don't know, red or even pink. But no, this supposed man is running off of the most lethal kryptonite to him. And yo, look at his power set. Invincibility. And I mean, I guess bro, you need that to take a punch from Superman, honestly. Alright, next up though is one that honestly took me off guard. Like, I'm not sure if he was in the original Superman series, I didn't finish watching that one. But did you guys know that Grundy is technically a Superman villain? I mean, you guys probably knew that anyways, and I'm just oblivious as hell. But yeah, now Grundy's a weird one. How are you gonna explain to me that Batman by himself could load to mid-diff Grundy, but all of a sudden this undead 9-foot Tobias Whale looking man is outmatching Superman in terms of raw strength? Hell, I've even seen this guy become a whole Justice League problem. That's amazing levels of destruction. How's that even possible? This guy's only superpowers are being undead and super strong. Wait a second, time manipulation? Man, whatever, moving on. This time I think I'm gonna focus on the most chill villain in his roster, Darkseid.
The solution to the anti-life equation was almost within my grasp.
But at what price? Our forces are decimated, our defenses weakened. It was a fool's errand. What I mean to say is...
No one questions me, Desaad. No one.
Okay, let me be real here. Darkseid, not the chillest guy in Superman's roster. Like, I've literally seen him vaporize a nigga with his Omega beams for like a 2 out of 10 rage bait comment.
your meaty buzzards and don't come back.
Savor your moment of triumph, Superman. But remember, victory has its price.
Oh my God.
Murderer!
Yeah, crazy work. I can most surely say this though, he's definitely not the most aggressive one. I could think of like 2 other people who are debatably worse than him. In terms of aggression, that is. I.e. General Zod and this other beast I'll bring up towards the end. Here's the thing about Darkseid though. Like Brainiac, this man could more or less be a league problem because of how overpowered he's portrayed to be. But I want to focus on just how much he loads Superman. And I think 2 examples just from the DCAMU alone is more than enough to back up my point. Cause this man, well, correction, this being is actually someone to be feared, and you're gonna find out why just from these movies. Alright, first up, Justice League Dark, the Apocalypse War. Now, real quick, I'm gonna give you guys a scenario, and I want you to try and imagine yourselves in it. Imagine you're a 13-year-old, and you've grown up loving superheroes. The Flash, Batman, the Teen Titans, the X-Men, and hell, even the Fantastic Four. Even though they're kinda washed now because of that movie.
Is this nigga serious?
Hey, I said what I said. But there was always one particular superhero that stood out to you. And he could do just about anything. He could fly, was faster than a speeding bullet, and was even more powerful than a locomotive. But what stood out to you the most was his power to inspire people. He gave hope and saw the good in everyone. His name, you ask? Superman. Superman is your favorite superhero of all time simply because you know that there's almost nothing that can stop him from losing. And also inspiring people wherever he goes to fight crime and save them. Now imagine the shock of seeing your favorite superhero get jumped, lose the fight, and then get branded with liquid kryptonite injected into his bloodstream. And yo, this wasn't even the worst of it. Afterwards, Darkseid releases him, lets Superman go, and sends him back to Earth. Literally the same shit Prometheus did to Oliver. I've gotten you to admit what I wanted you to admit. You can go now, the door is open. Like, that's so disrespectful. Imagine you get reverse jumped by your biggest op. You get defeated, but on some Trey Rag shit, he decides that it's not enough and then proceeds to vivisect and maim your whole squad. And then he brands you with poison to keep you from ever being a threat to him. Like dude, Lex, Zoom and Ocean Master have some competition. It's clear to see that this man genuinely despises Kal-El, it's unreal. And he let him go just so that Superman could live with the shame of not being able to stop him.
So he let you live to wander about demoralizing everyone. Impressive.
It's as Constantine said, Darkseid somehow managed to make everyone look at Superman as not the symbol of hope anymore, but as a constant symbol of demoralization. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, this probably traumatized me back when I was 13. Like, it stuck with me. Cause I'd never seen Superman get done that dirty before by Darkseid back then. This must have been how those kids felt when they realized Magneto couldn't protect them. Helpless. But do you want to know the worst part about this movie? Everybody died. Not just the Justice League members, but also the Teen Titans as well. And billions, yes, billions of people died on Earth. Even the Earth itself was cooked. And all because Darkseid felt he was getting disrespected on Oa. So he told Batman to open up a boom tube so that the magma from the Earth's core could flow down and obliterate the remaining lanterns on there. And I can only imagine the joy Sinestro must have felt after hearing about this. This was so bad though that Barry had to reset the timeline, and from then on it was RIP to the DCAMU. And now that I think about it, I might need to make a video on Constantine. Those who've watched the movies, if you know, you know. But let me move on to the second example. And that also being the last villain that I want to talk about. Doomsday. Now, if you didn't know, in this verse, Darkseid is actually the one who created Doomsday. And this might be a hot take, but I actually think that Doomsday is way more aggressive than Darkseid is, and mainly because of two reasons. his exceptional ability to adapt mid-battle, and his programming. Like, tell me why this thing's able to adapt to the Flash's attacks, and literally within 20 seconds just one-shots him.
Nigga, what the fuck is this bullshit?
But oh nah, this isn't even the wildest thing he did. And before I go any further, let me talk a bit about the programming I mentioned. Darkseid programmed Doomsday to hate and destroy Superman. Nothing else. Maybe destroying Metropolis too, but mostly just Superman. And I don't know why it does this, but if Doomsday's interrupted, he goes above and beyond to destroy everything within his field of view, to make sure nothing is stopping him from giving Superman belt to straight butt. Oh, but peep this, another example of his bizarre adaptation. He was in a face-off against Superman, and saw that he was slightly getting overpowered. And then he somehow manages to use heat vision against Superman. And mind you, Superman did this when he first pulled up on board. So it somehow managed to tap into its own minute Kryptonian DNA and learned how to use heat vision after seeing it once in action. This is some Darwin level shit right here. Oh, but here's the real kicker. Superman most of the time doesn't even have a clean solution to beat Doomsday. He just wears it down somehow and then tosses it into deep space until it inevitably makes its way back to Earth again. But yeah, this is why I think Superman's rogues gallery is so wild. And I hadn't even talked about Lex Luthor or Parasite or even the ladies man himself, Mongol. But if you guys want a part 2 sooner, then just let me know, cause I'm actually planning to make this a series. Obviously not just for Superman, but for other superheroes as well. But anyways though, let me take a minute to talk to you guys about the videos. Now, I was thinking of putting them back up, but with new edits, so that YouTube's algorithm can treat them as different videos. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, more depth with whatever I'm talking about, better scripts, just better editing in general, because I feel like I've gotten a proper handle as to how I want to edit. And if you're not interested, then that's fine either way, because I've still got other videos I'll be posting. Trust me, I haven't even gone through at least 20% of my list. And hopefully I can do this with a more stable timescale. Next video should be relatively soon. With that being said though, I think Zani is the baddest character in Wuthering Waves. You guys stay safe, and I'm going back to bed.